Hello, everybody. Jeff Mason, your simple biz guy. That intro, trust me, is never going to get tiresome hearing my grandson say those words. So that was a real fun day when we had him in here, too. So what are we doing here? What are we all about? SimpleBiz360 is the name of the book that everything we do in these podcasts is drawn from. You can order the book at Amazon, $18.95, or you can go directly to our website and click on some order instructions there, which will take you to Amazon. You can also get the ebook at $8.95 on various platforms, including Kindle, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books also. So if you, just to catch up, this is our third podcast. Today we're going to be talking about tool number 29. And this comes from our core chapter. And again, just to rewind real quick, we put our 255 timeless business tools into 8 different chapters, and analogous to that tool chest that has 8 drawers. So we really, snugged all these tools into 8 separate drawers. And this drawer today is core. We were in the expectations drawer last week. So we're going to take tool number 29, and that is operate with integrity. Now, again, this whole effort is targeted towards solopreneurs. There's 20 million of us out there just like me. I'm on the ground level with you guys. I drive a 2012 Ford Escape with 220,000 miles. I stay in hotels 99 nights a year, and I've run my own company with just me as the only employee for the last 12 years. And I'm really appealing to the group of companies out there that operate the same way. So, operate with integrity. What does that mean? Well, you are the brand. I am my brand. And, our personal lives and what we do and how we do things blend into the company we are, especially if you're, in a local community and you're a wedding planner, you're a photographer, you're a landscaper, you remodel kitchens, you do decks, you paint houses. People see you throughout the towns and they know, who you are. And so, you become the brand and you live the brand all the time. So it's very, very important to ask yourself a critical question. Do I want to have integrity as one of my core values? Is it something that is necessary? I just want to read you again from Scott Bedbury. I want to read you the concept of the brand. And Scott wrote a book called New Brand World, and he was the brand manager, really was the one who helped Starbucks. It was with Nike before that, helped Starbucks get to where they are. And he says it this way: every brand has at its core a substance that gives it strength. You have to understand it before you grow it. So really, I encourage you to think about operate with integrity. To me, that's one of the centerpieces of my brand, of me. It's something that I want to make sure I stand for each and every day. So that's doing the right thing and doing the right thing all the time, or at least trying to. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. If I make mistakes, I always follow up with an authentic and sincere apology. But to me, doing the right thing and doing it most of the time is very, very critical to my success. And integrity is really, how you do what you do. How do you deal with people? How do you interface with them? How do you treat them? How do you talk to them? How do you interact with them? How do you resolve issues? How do you make sure that they know you're an honest operator and trying to do the very best you can to serve them in a way that's honoring that integrity pledge? It's a statement of who you are and how you operate. When I worked in New York City, I called on some very, very influential people in my Wall Street area, my first job out of college as a salesman. And, I always, as a young pup, always took the opportunity to ask these men and women, hey, if you could give me, a 25-year-old guy, some advice on how to become successful, what would you tell me? What would your advice be? And, when it all came down to it, most of the advice I got was be professional. And Jeff, you define professionalism the way you want to, but be professional is what the business world wants. That's what customers want. That's what executive teams want from their employees. And so I really strove to be professional all these years. And I look at it very much like Harold Janine. I read his book again for the fourth time not too long ago, Managing. Great book. And I never really realized these words, but he always looked at his career as this creative experience where he always tried to get better with everything he did. And again, that is part of what we're talking about here, is trying to improve on where you are today to give you a little, better leg up on your competition and to sustain your company longer and give you a better return on your investment of time and money. And I think operating with integrity is one of the essential core values to do that. You can build on that and make that stand for something. Now, when you do that, you do have to be conscientious because you got to deliver on it. So if you're telling people you're going to be integrity driven, boy, you got to have to deliver on that. And trust me, there are going to be people out there that will try to knock you down a peg and make sure that they make it harder for you to do so. But nonetheless, it's an important set of values, and I would encourage you to think about that long and hard and try to incorporate that in everything you do. Now, there's a lot of bleed over from operate with integrity to other tools, which you're going to find. And again, a lot of the book, the 255 tools we talk about, there is a lot of bleed over into other areas. And that's just a necessary evil, because I tried to simplify things as best as possible in this book and in my approach to giving you some sound business tools. But again, I would just say that this is an essential thing. Define integrity how you want to define it. It's got a different meaning to a lot of people, but it means the same thing in a lot of ways. And really, I just encourage you to look at it from the point of you are the brand, you're in the community is seeing you, you're blending you and your actions with the brand, and just remember that as you go down this road. Don't give in. Just keep on plugging away and stay the course on integrity. I will tell you that, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but there are some people you're going to run into in business that I call spinners, and there are some people that I call manipulators. And when you combine these two people together, I call them spinipulators. And spinipulators are real crafty people who will do the best they can to take your legs out from under your integrity-driven mantra, if you will. It's been my experience, in the end, integrity wins. There may be some rough water you go through with some of these spinipulators. There may be some issues you have to deal with, but just keep the course, stay the course, make this one of your bedrock concepts, and you will enjoy the benefits of it. So you can find Operate with Integrity in the second chapter of the book, in the core values chapter. And it's really the core chapter because we talk about core values and core competencies. Again, just a refresher on this book and what we're doing. We don't focus in on sales techniques or sales methods, or it's not a get-rich book, or it's not a how to start your own business book. It's how do you do daily business? How do you conduct transactions? How do you go to market? How do you do what you do in a way that can deliver you better return on your investment of time and money, give you a little bit more satisfaction in business ownership, and just allow you to hit the pillow at night feeling a little bit better about your company and knowing that you're retaining some of your hard-earned profits. So that's what we're all about here. If you have any questions, go to our website, spin around. You can see SimpleBiz360.com. That's SimpleBiz360.com. We're going to feature podcasts every week. We're going to do one on an individual tool. So we've got a good 5+ years of programming, and we're going to just focus in on some of the essential tools this first year, and eventually 5 years down the road go through everything. So again, folks, we thank you for stopping in. Remember, and I'll explain it next week, hold on to your sand, and we just hope that you continue to grow your business in customer-pleasing ways. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll look forward to hearing from you next week. Thanks.